What's up, people? It's a great day. Gavin Mehl coming at you. Got a little recap video as to what the heck is going on in the latest and talk to you. So we've got a lot happening. I'm down in Houston. I'm on a mission right now to cause this great Bitcoin flippening. And so this what's going to take the great Bitcoin flippening is adopting the most cutting edge technology, which is AI. Just is. So everything is AI is happening so fast right now that if it's not if we don't jump on it. Well, first of all, what I realized is there's just a completely natural, neutral, organic fit between the Bitcoin protocol and artificial intelligence, specifically like Anthropics and how it fits together with the protocol. And so there's been some major breakthroughs. One of which is the adoption of an SPV node. And so I think over the last few years, people were trying to figure out how to use SPV node, and it never happened. So now it's actually happening. It's being used. And matter of fact, I just give you an example. I'm running a test, not even a test. I have this computer, this laptop computer. It's a ThinkPad, like a giant RAM custom build pro laptop. It's full of RAM, not a Mac. And this sucker, I don't know how to use a camera. So I'm on a camera right now on a Sony, and I've got a DJI mic, which I'm awful at setting everything up. So I plug the thing into Virtual Studio and I give it all the prompts. I feed it everything I need, and it's able to diagnose me and tell me what I need to do to get everything running at optimal level. So I'm confident right now that this should sound good and the video is good. Maybe a little close, but that's just is what it is. So yeah, amazing. So, but here's the thing. I wanted to share my screen in a minute and share some of the updates that I see that are happening. And I did get some questions from, I was going to do a call with Margaret today talking about wallets, Orange Gateway and whatnot. So I'll go over some of the things that I'm up to, and I can share just some insight. But yeah, wallets and storage is definitely important. It's essential, and there's some stuff I'm going to share. But the real big giant thing that I guess only a handful of people see are happening right now, and I don't think anyone understands other than Craig Wright himself, and then maybe one other person, is the adoption of AI with the Bitcoin protocol. Yeah, I don't think that people at Anthropics or OpenAI or any of them understand it. So we're first. Let me share my screen and break down some of this stuff right now. All right, check me out. Hold on. So, dude, first, I don't know if share sound, but we'll try it. A couple things. Oh, so get on this website. Tree Chat is a really good website, and I had they have basically what it is Sir Toshi. He got his website on YouTube banned. He's not on there anymore. 3 strikes. No, I'm sorry. My channel got a strike and a 3-month ban. So I'll be posting on Tree Chat now. So follow Sir Toshi on this website, Tree Chat, and like here. Then you can add, up value this content, and YouTube banned him, unfortunately. So frustrating. I told him, I told him I'd be happy to help with the appeal if he'd like to. So I said, absolutely unfair. If I can help you with appealing it, please let me know. So yeah, use Tree Chat's badass. It has this private feature where you can message people in private. There's rankings where you could see how much. Oh yeah, here it is. Top. Syncing the ledger data. So all. Total right now, 560 Bitcoin, 1 year, over the last 497, over the last day, 0.6 Bitcoin up values, AI. Pretty badass. So it's that's how much has flown through the system since it started. It's growing. On the wallets, okay. Oh, I want to share my Solomon Brothers blog too. Hopefully this video doesn't go too long, but preview on that. Solomon Brothers Paradox, dude. This is what's up. I'm going to share this, all the stuff I know about Craig and the Solomon brothers. So before I get to that, oh, there's a new website. I just joined this thing. It's called BSV Radar. And I think this is from Crumbs, right? Yeah. So it's legit. And what he's got is all these different, you could go on here and find out whatever type of thing that you want. So if you don't like what I'm going to share with you, go on here and find something else. Because you can look and see everything in the world is, well, a lot of stuff is on here, okay? Now, what I'm going to go to is this thing called yours.org. Wags, he's a former baseball player, played in one of the professional organizations, like played like second base. Anyways, he's a freaking badass dev, this guy. And he built Text BSV, Text Money, got involved, I think sold it over to the guys over there at Rock Wallet Money, which is Calvin. And basically now he's got yours, and yours is a wallet and it has an extension on the browser. It's badass. So I've only just done it today, or I'm new. But when you go to see that extension right there, and then it just click on the extension and the wallet shows up like that. Unlock, and you can put your password. And then I just imported another wallet in there. I put my seed phrase in, and it looks like this right on my browser. Kind of like a MetaMask. It's just like MetaMask, basically. That's how it looks. Badass. Very clean. Clean. Now, for boomers or Web 2 people who don't want to do this is too complicated, the best is Handcash, dude. This is amazing. You know, I love Handcash. Just go right in here, add funds. You got your wallet, boom, right here. You do whatever you're going to do. Bitcoin SV, money, send, receive, whatever you're going to do. No problem. Handcash is an easy, Web 2 model, dude, that people use. And you don't have to go into any of this stuff right here where you're like, I don't know what to do. Seed phrase. Handcash is all Web 2. You do not, it's all it is. Simple. Handcash is so easy. Now, dude, another one that's badass is Rock Wallet. Calvin owns this. And so it's another attorney in front of it, but it's legit, and they're fully licensed and regulated. Again, it's all self-custody. So you get the keys and you're on their infrastructure, though. It's not BRC 100. The reason I like yours is it's BRC 100 compatible. So when I set it up, I was able to pick like Twitch, Relay X, import private keys, import seed phrase, whatever I wanted. So I like that. It's BRC 100. Rock Wallet is not. It's an exchange because you could buy MNE and BSV right on there. Now, there's other things. Oh, by the way, I did have an update here, BTCC. If you guys remember, I talked about this before in the past, BTCC. And I have to give these guys credit. Okay, I'm gonna really, talk kind to them because first of all, they have Bitcoin SV, okay, on this. So if you're an international person and you're not, you can't get on Rock Wallet or whatever, and you don't want to look at all these other things on here, because by the way, Orange Gateway is no longer. So, we want to get your money off Orange Gateway. And all you do is you take it and you send it to a new wallet. That's it. There's nothing tricky. You just send it to a new wallet. But if you want to buy Bitcoin SV and you're an international person, I think you actually can do it as an American too. This site does it. BTCC. Now, I have a story to tell about him. I have this goddess I went to China with, and she freaking used this BTCC to buy stable coins. We had stable coins or whatever. So there was a hack, okay, on it, and it all got wiped out. It was a two auth, Google auth on there, and her password and her email and her phone. And BTCC, you know what they did? They reimbursed her for the hack at a they negotiated settlement, basically. Okay. She negotiated her where she was happy with, and they reimbursed her. They didn't take blame. It was unidentified that it was exact whose fault. It was a hack. You know, we never got to court or figured all that out. There's no guarantee as to who it was. And I'm not going to say who it was because I don't know. Due process for everybody. But either way, it's sealed, it's settled, it's over. And they did come through and paid her back a term that they settled on. They were agreed upon. Okay. Not because they were at fault, but in a matter of good faith. And I think yours truly had something to do with it. So, yeah, it was a matter of good faith. So credit to those guys. So if you guys want to use this, be sure to be careful because it's centralized and you're not on you don't get custody of your keys like you would on Rock Wallet or something, right? So be careful on any centralized exchange. Obviously, word of the wise. So those are just a couple updates. Go over to this website, check it out, BSV Radar. If you want to know more about like what website to go on, you can go there. There's a bunch of other things. Rock Wallet. I always forget about this badass website called Exodus. I don't know why, but they're on here. Exodus, right here. Use these guys. Exodus. I used Exodus. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what they did? They helped me out. They freaking came to me. They met with me. I complained. I was making a video. I think I called them out, talk bad about them one time on a video, and they met with me, dude, and they saved my day. I remember what it was. I had the Bitcoin splits on wallets on Exodus. That's what it was. Yep. Because when they started splitting up, I had them on there when the Bitcoins were splitting, and I didn't know what to do. They helped me out. They helped me figure that out. So they're legit, man. Exodus is good. I haven't used them in a while, but they're good, and they're not compromised. Anyone who what do you call it? Censored or banned or delisted Bitcoin SV, I should sue all those companies personally, I should just because I can. I might do that. I'm not going to sue everybody at once, but if it harmed me, I might sue them. I might sue one of them because why not? I'll body slam them in discovery. I will bury them in freaking everything possible. I will freaking wreck them on depositions, and I'll bring a motion for summary judgment against them. Okay? I just will. And I'll make them pay. And I'll make them return everything on. So they should get sued. I don't know why some guy hasn't done that like me yet. Oh, maybe it's because it's me. But I mean, it has to be worth it. I have to find is it worth it to sue? I'm not going to say a company name. To sue, let's say that one guy who went to federal prison for all that time. Remember him? He went in federal prison for fraud for years. And he had the biggest exchange in the world, and he delisted Bitcoin SV for no reason. It's called censorship. That's just, and he harmed a lot of people. I should probably sue him and ask him for 7 figures and make him turn it back on. Well, think about it. I mean, dude, I'm not kidding because I mean, I had a guy call my cell phone, 27 times recently, harassing the hell out of me. Call my cell phone 27 times, wouldn't stop calling, texting me. Now, it wasn't a random guy, it was a company, but it was a company called CBS, and they were trying to sell me vaccines, dude. I was like, oh, quit doing that, bro. I told him to stop doing that. I don't want any vaccines. They wouldn't stop. It was a robot is what it was. And there's laws against that. So what I did, I sued them. Okay. Anyways, when things like that happen, you gotta be on the offense. You know, you're gonna sit back and relax and just take a beating, get a bloody nose. I've had enough. I like to punch back now. I don't even like to punch back. I'm gonna come at you first. It's better that way. I got major litigation updates to talk about. I'm not gonna do that in this video, but I'm definitely I'm gonna talk. Let me stop sharing my screen here for a second. Um, Stop share. Yeah, regarding litigation stuff, I have some badass cases going on right now that I'm not going to share them all right now, but I'm considering calling the people out that I'm suing because I can, and then because I can, right? It's my case, and I can share all their private information and the videos I've got of all this stuff. And all the fraud and like illegal stuff that's gone on with these people, I might do that because one of these people have really crossed two of these attorneys just crossed the line. One group of attorneys have crossed the line, dude, and um, they won't even talk to me. That's the worst part. One guy I'm suing, his attorney and I talk all the time, and we have a good relationship. At least I like him. We talk all the time. I mean, that's really good for business. Even though I'm against him, we still talk. Hey, how you doing? We talk. We have a relationship. We talk. And the other firm of attorneys, they're so vicious. They will not meet with me. They won't speak to me. They won't email me. Nothing. It's ridiculous. So they're just scared. I've been to their office. Let me talk to you. No, blocked. Won't call me back. Never talk. They only just talk bad things about me. And anyway, it's just funny. So that being said, I might have to come out on that one. But let me just do one more thing on this article. Actually, you know what? I'll wrap on that, and I'll do another video on the Solomon paradox because I've got this badass article that I'll share. A little preview here to the next video I'm going to do. It's just I wrote this article, and it's going to be. I'll break it down in the next one, but it's everything about. It's called the Solomon paradox, Solomon Brothers paradox, and basically what it is everything. There's this really bizarre court battle happening right now in the New York court case, and it's the war over the Satoshi coins. 80 million coins moved on chain, and now the same people that did that most likely are now suing for the Satoshi era coins. And I break all the details down in detail with this wallet, but I mean, in summary, the 80,000 coins that moved, all right, they were last year on 4th of July, all at the same time. And they all did this op return message prior to that, giving notice to the wallets saying that if you don't move these wallets, we're going to move them. And they had the private keys. So I did videos in the past on this where they had the private keys on the 80,000. Wasn't a adverse possession or quiet title. They had them. They also were Truth Machine. He did the research and he uncovered that 3 of the wallets inside these 10,000 BTC were from the Tulip Trust. And there was 26 wallets in that Tulip Trust, and 3 of them were from that. So now all of a sudden it becomes more likely than not, more than 51% to be Craig or a trustee under Craig. Maybe it's not Craig, but it's a trustee. Okay. Inside Tulip Trust, but a Craig Wright controlled entity over the 80,000 BTC. And that Solomon Brothers notice was a part of that initial 80,000 notice. Now, the crazy pivot is this Noah Doe case in ABC company, which is a fiction. These are fiction entities in New York, and they're suing under this Supreme Court index number. Anonymous plaintiff going under the name Noah Doe, Wyoming-based registered agent shell corporation named ABC Company. So they're suing to get 3.7 to 3.8 million BTC. Yeah, 39,000 dormant addresses, and the smoking gun is basically that it's the same exact Solomon Brothers company notice inside that court case as it is inside the 80,000 BTC. So Unlike this, though, this is the big takeaway. In the court case, they don't have the private keys. So those wallet addresses they're going after, some of those are Dave Kleiman's wallet addresses. Because now I know as a matter of law, they're not Dave Kleiman's because they're Craig's, according to that court case. All right. So, but before that ruling came down, Craig had sent he sent Bitcoin over to Dave Kleiman. That happened. 400,000. I think it was 400,000, 300,000, a lot. And it sat there and then it got erased by Ira Kleiman. He lost it and erased it, put music over the hard drive on the computer. And then they lost those because he was playing music on there and just erased all that without knowledge. That being said, those are gone. So that are those for sure are part of this. Therefore, those keys are for sure missing. I'd say 300,000 to 400,000, and they're part of this. Now, why are there 39? I don't know why there's so many wallet addresses. The other thing about there's so many wallet addresses, it makes me believe it's Craig as well, because not too many, early Bitcoin OGs would be having 39,000 wallet addresses. Think about it. Only someone like Craig does that. He's such an OG. He knows the system as the inventor of the protocol, right? I mean, he's basically the architect of the system. Now, he's not Satoshi Nakamoto, mind you, right? People keep getting it confused on X. Craig is not Satoshi. All right. So that's been determined. He's the creator of the protocol, though. He wrote the white paper. Yes. I mean, and he also did create the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, he did create that pseudonym. In fact, he created the white paper. That's all shown up. But he's not Satoshi. That's what was determined. You can't call him Satoshi anymore. That's the matter of law. That Satoshi is dead. He's been killed off. That doesn't change anything other than give Craig total, complete anonymity and privacy. And when BTC crashes, and you have this great Bitcoin flippening, because this is a big move. Like with this Salomon Brothers case and this case right here, it's a big part of the great Bitcoin flippening, because what's going to happen is that, all this massive amount of, just momentum with, if there's a guy who sells 3 million BTC at one time in a court case, do you think that's going to affect the market? I don't need an answer to that. It's a rhetorical question. Of course it is. So that being said, dude, I'm just sitting at I'm in Houston, and I got one of the most badass devs down here. Well, he's not a dev, he's just a freaking badass guy that I met up with. And again, as I started the video, it's not just this great Bitcoin flippening. Wait on Craig. When's he going to sign? When's he going to sign his coins? Forget all that. Don't matter. I mean, that's entertainment. And I'm showing you this all and other stuff because it's entertaining. Now, also because it does give you notice, because if that does happen with that court case and all those coins end up moving, well, it's going to affect you one way or the other. You're going to be affected because there's going to be some major price. I mean, it's called a tsunami or avalanche. No, not an avalanche. I don't know what it's called. There's a word for it, but it's like a tsunami or avalanche. Okay. You want to just know, oh shoot, there's an avalanche coming. Don't be in the way of it. That's all I'm telling you about it. Why? Now it's also entertaining, but the main thing that's really happening is all the transactions are happening with the AI on chain. Like I said, when I started the video, this freaking robot knew how to program, get inside my camera. Now I got to authorize it and give it keys, right? With Bitcoin SV. So I'm feeding it like Satoshis. So it's got my own private encryption on my own system, on my desktop, not on the cloud. So it's very, very secure. And so I'm asking it with permission, saying, look at my system and my camera and look at my audio and fix it and tell me what to do. And it goes right in there. It says, oh, here's what you need to do. I click the settings and I fix it. It's amazing, dude. That's just one example. I mean, but by then saving all my stuff on chain, backing it all up, it has a perfect memory. So, dude, that's my little update. I got a lot of exciting stuff. I'm down here. I'm gonna set something off big. So more to come. I'll keep you posted. And best regards to Sir Toshi. Looks like he got banned off of YouTube. So be sure to follow him on Tree Chat and give him some love. He busted up his leg out there in London last year, and now he's back at it. So the guy's the man. He's a legend. So be sure to follow him. That's it. See you at the top.